So these are the practice problems for volume of pyramids. If you remember in class today, we took the pyramid and filled it up and then dumped it into the prism that had the identical base, and it took 3 of the pyramids to fill up the prism. So we decided that the formula for a pyramid was volume equals 1/3 big B, meaning the area of the base, times the height. So we're going to do these using this formula right here and the similar steps that we used in volume of the prism. So we're going to start out by shading our base so we can find our base. In this case, the base is a triangle, so we are going to use 1/2 base times height of the triangle. All we're looking at right now is the triangle. So if you remember, the base and the height occur at the right angle. So all I'm looking at is this base. Here is my right angle right here. So the number I'm going to use is the 3 and the 4. So I have 1/2 times 3 times 4. 1/2 of 4 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. So that's the area of my base. Then volume is going to be 1/3 base, big B, times h. So I'm going to take 1/3 times 6 times, now I want the height of the pyramid. So that is shown here inside the pyramid. Once again, here's the right angle with the base. So the height of the pyramid is 4. So 1/3 of 6 is 2, and 2 times 4 is 8. So this pyramid, this triangular pyramid, has a volume of 8 miles cubed. All right, looking at this pyramid, here is our base right here. This is our base. So that base looks like a square. So remember, to find the area of a square, we take the sides and square it, or say length times width, either one works. So we have 11 squared, which equals 121. So now we're going to take the volume is 1/3 the area of the base times the height of the prism. So we're taking 1/3 times 121 times the height of the prism is that line inside here where the right angle occurs, and that is 12. So 1/3 of 12 is 4, and 4 times 121 is 484. And our unit is centimeters cubed. All right, on this one, our base is right here. So we are looking at a rectangular pyramid. So my area of my big B is going to be length times width, or base times height, whichever way you want to say it. 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Volume is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So we're 1/3 times 10 times, now the height is right here inside where the right angle occurs, times 5. So 10 times 5 is 50. 50 times 1/3 is 16 2/3 inches cubed. All right. On this one, we are looking at a triangular, because here's my base, triangular pyramid. So my formula for my base is going to be 1/2 B times H, meaning the base and the height of the triangular base. So if I look at this, I'm looking for that right angle again. Here it is right here. So the two numbers that connect the right angle are 6 and 8. 1/2 of 6 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, and then volume equals 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So volume equals 1/3 times 24. I'm looking for the height of the pyramid, so that's inside where the right angle occurs, and that's going to be 12. So 1/3 of 24 is 8, and 8 times 12 is 96 feet cubed. All right, for number 5. Once again, here's our base. Looks like we have a rectangle. So big B is going to be length times width, which is going to be 6 times 7, which is 42. Volume is 1/3 times the area of the base times the height of the pyramid. So we have 1/3 times 42 times, well, right here we're going is our height of our pyramid. So that is 9. 1/3 of 9 is 3, and 3 times 42 is 126 miles cubed. All right, on our last one here is our base. So it looks like it's another rectangular pyramid. So big B is going to equal length times width. So we have 9 times 12. 9 times 12 is 108. So volume equals 1/3 big B times H. So 1/3 of the base times 108 times the height. Here's our height right here. So that's 6. 1/3 of 6 is 2, and 2 times 108 is 216, and our unit is going to be kilometers cubed. All right, so that takes care of all those pyramids. And we're going to come over here on the back. It's a little bit of review. So we are being asked to find the angle of measure A and angle measure B, of the measurement of angle B. So looking here, I see a triangle where I know this is 75 degrees, and I don't know these two. But I know this angle and this angle, but if I look at these three angles right here, together they make 180. So to be able to find angle B, I'm going to take the 50, the 45, add them together, and then subtract them from 180. So that's going to give me that angle B is 85 degrees. Well, now that I know that angle B is 85 degrees, I can say 85 plus 75, let's see, is 160. So now I'm going to take, remember there are 180 degrees inside a triangle. So now I'm going to take 180 minus 160, and that is going to give me 20. So the measurement of angle B is 20 degrees. All right, so in this one, I know this angle right here because it has that little mark there. Well, I know that that is 90 degrees. So inside, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180. So if I take 90 plus 40 plus x plus 57, those are the three angles, they are going to total 180. So now it's just an equation. So I'm going to combine my like terms. So those are all numbers. So 90 plus 57 plus 40, let's see, that's 120. No, that's not 120, that's 130. So 187 plus x equals 180. And then I'm going to subtract 187 from both sides to get x by itself. So I get x equals -7. And that's okay, because they're not asking me for what this angle is. And even if they did, I could do that. What is -7 plus 57? That is 50 degrees. Okay, but they wanted the value of x, and the value of x is -7. All right, for number 9. I'm looking at this right here. I've got one triangle that I know 2 of the angles of, and one triangle I only know 1 of the angles of. So if I find this angle right here, well, this angle right here is split in half. So that means, does that mean that this is 45? Well, let's test it and see. What's 95 plus 45 plus 35? Because it does, it looks like it's split in half, but that's not always the case. Things don't always look like what we think they are. So that gives me 15. 9 and 4 is 13, plus 3 is 185. Oh, so we know this is not a 45-degree angle. So that was a good mistake to make. So what we need to go back and look at is, okay, this plus this has to be 90, but I can figure out what this angle is right here. So if I take 95 and 35, that's going to give me 10, that's going to give me 13. So 180 minus 130 is going to give me 50. So this angle right here is 50 degrees. So if this angle is 50 and these two angles make 90, that means this angle is 40, because 90 minus 50 is 40. All right, well now I've got two of the angles here, and I can find that missing one by taking 40 plus 85, which gives me 125. And then I'm going to subtract that from 180. So let's do some math here. 7 minus 2 is 5. So that means our missing angle up here is 55 degrees. All right, onward to our last one. Oh my goodness, this looks super complicated. But looky here. Do you see this triangle right here? Can you figure out what this angle is right here? And then what do we know about these two angles? You think about that while we find this angle right here. So if we know two of the angles, so 21 and 58, we're going to add that together. That gives us 79. Then I'm going to take 180 minus 79, which is going to give me 101. That means this angle right here is 101 degrees. Now, these are vertical angles. And vertical angles, if you remember, are congruent. So we know this is 101 degrees. So now we know two of the angles inside the triangle. So we're going to take 101 plus 30. That gives me 131. And then I'm going to subtract that from 180 to get my missing angle, which is going to give me 49. So my missing angle is 49 degrees. So if you have any questions on these, please feel free to ask me in class tomorrow, or you can go back and watch the video and see if it makes a little bit more sense to you. Have a great evening.